this is Sierra and welcome to another video. Today we're doing another short story. We are doing the mini novel part 4 of Clockwork Chronicles, the hero Wonderberg, called Home. As you can tell from the title, it depends on how long these chapters are, but I think I can do this in 2 parts. But we'll see. Anyway, if you haven't seen the other parts, or segments, or whatever, haven't seen any other videos of this, be sure to do so. They are in the Clockwork Chronicles short stories playlist, so be sure you check that out, because that's where all the fun is. All the short stories are located there now, just to make it easier on me. So you know the difference. Like, not a huge difference, but hey, at least it dives into some pretty interesting stuff. Why don't we get started? Part 4, Home. Stumpy. All Stumpy could feel was fear. He couldn't understand why he was afraid, but being alone in the darkness certainly was not helping matters any. He wasn't sure where he was, or what had happened. The darkness only seemed to grow as he tried to quench the fear, trying to reason that there was nothing to be afraid of. Except it was. Stumpy could feel the burning heat around him before he could see it. Smell the smoke as it surrounded him with a thick smog. He felt trapped and alone, except he wasn't alone. "Hello? Who's there?" the cat demanded, feeling the heat closing around him, suffocating him as he struggled against the unseen grip. Suddenly, he looked up to see that there was a sliver of light above him. The light revealing something that horrified him. He was trapped inside a giant hand, a clenched fist that was tightening around him, a fist that was attempting to bury him alive. Above him, he could see a sliver of the face he knew. Mr. A. "Let me go!" the cat cried, struggling against the hand, but it was too large, squeezing in more as he began to feel the life starting to be squeezed out of him. "You can run, but you can't hide from fate," the booming voice of Mr. A mocked above him. "I have you now, and you won't be getting away from me." Stumpy screamed in pain. He felt himself rising from the ground, his fist tightening as he struggled. It was too much. All of this was too much. "Please, you can't do this," the cat begged, trying anything he could to get away, but he knew it was no use. The man had him right where he wanted him. Now he had to pay for it. "I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do, Mr. Stumpy Cat," the cold, booming, sinister voice said, with a laugh as he felt the fist plummeting to the ground, faster than the cat could imagine. He screamed, feeling the dirt pouring in from the hole he had seen before, until it slowly turned into burning red-hot coals, scorching and burning the cat as he screamed, feeling the fist tighten before he snapped his eyes open, looking up at the ceiling of a bedroom, gasping for air as he felt his body sweating and shaking with fear. Suddenly, the cat heard a door open. The realization of what was happening settled in as tears swarmed in his eyes. He looked over to see a young boy looking over him. With an expression of concern, the cat gasped for air, relieved it was only a dream, but horrified at what had come. "You okay, Stumpy?" Sam asked calmly. The cat struggling to sit up when the boy pushed him gently back down. "Is everyone?" the cat tried, failing to finish his sentence. Still shaken by the dream, he said. "Everyone's fine," the boy assured him. "But you're stuck in bed rest until you recover." "How bad is it?" the cat said quietly, understanding the boy as everything came back. The pain, the fear, the uncertainty. Been alone and frightened, unsure if he wanted to be able to make it out, would ever make it out of the other side. He'd done his best, but it hadn't been enough. "You're alive," the boy said with a small smile. "That's good, at least." "Yeah," the cat said, managing a chuckle, only to have it end in a cough. You could see his friend's concern when he added, "The Wonder Gem? Those men won't be able to do anything more," the boy said simply. "We managed to force most of them out of the Wonderberg for good." "Most of them?" the cat asked, catching the boy's wording nervously. "Mr. A is still somewhere out there," the boy said gently. "I don't know what he might try to do, but he won't get to you. I won't let him." said the managed to smile. I know he wouldn't. The boy smiled in return. The cat simply glad he was there. He didn't have to face his nightmares alone. He knew he could trust the boy. After all, Sam had saved his life many times before, including what had happened to him not too long ago. Do you need anything, Sam? The boy pondered, at last. Something to eat? Are you in any pain? I'm not in pain, the cat admitted, but I'm kind of hungry. Sam nodded as he began walking away, going over to a table and picking up a bowl of some kind. Looks to be... Took me a bit to convince King to let me give this to you, but you're in no shape to eat cake yet. That's a shame, the cat said with a sigh. How long will it be then before I can have cake again? Depends on your recovery and how fast you heal, the boy replied. Lots of food and rest and healing potions will help with that. No doubt, the cat agreed, with a smile as the boy lifted his head slightly. The cat reluctantly accepted the food. It was warm and filled him with strength and energy, but he didn't know he had needed, feeling a wave of relief fill him. Something about the two tasted different, though. It felt similar to a healing potion, but the effects seemed stronger somehow. It's not mushroom stew, is it? Squishy wanted me to try something different, the boy said with a chuckle. She added a few petals in the stew from a flower that has particular healing properties. What type of flower is that? The cat asked curiously. I believe it was an oxeye daisy, the boy said with a smile. That's what she said it was, anyway. That's cool, the cat said with a sigh. Did she get it from a book or something? The boy shrugged and smiled. Doesn't matter. Seems to be helping. Definitely is, the cat replied. Thank you. Anytime, Snappy, the boy replied. Now, why don't you get some sleep? You need it. The cat nodded as his head let in gently on the pillow. His eyes growing heavy as he began to drift off again. Glad to know that you wouldn't be alone here, even if Mr. A did try to get to him. He knew his friends wouldn't let him get to his chance. He would be safe here for as long as he needed to be. How much do we have? Do not do that. Okay, let's continue. Wacky. A couple of days passed since the attacks, and they had been very uneventful, calm, and peaceful. Wish she was alone in one of the bedrooms, quietly debating whether or not she should see how Stumpy would do, even though she knew she didn't have to, since Sam was doing very well ensuring her friend's safety. It did feel better seeing her friend get stronger every day. He was getting better. She smiled to herself as she reminded herself of the book she'd found while trying to look for ways to help a friend. She'd found a recipe of suspicious stew that gave the consumer a small dose of regeneration. It was definitely helping in Stampy's recovery, seeing he was now able to walk on his own now, but only in short intervals at a time, meaning her friend wasn't quite up for long walks in the garden yet. However, she didn't mind that at all. Healing from something like a near-death experience took time. She could wait. As she sat there in their room, she still couldn't help but be concerned about what the whereabouts of Mr. A was still out there as a threat to her friend's life as well as her own safety. She knew that Keen was doing the best he could, taking the time to try to hunt down the man and whisk him away out of the Wonderberg. There still had been no sign of the man, even with the Wither's bestest efforts. She let out a sigh as she shook her head, trying to push the thought away. Stampy was surrounded by friends here. He was safe. Mr. A had to know he had no chance, and the cat was with his friends. Would the man attempt to separate them or attack suddenly? Would he do that so soon after the last one? She wasn't sure anymore. All she knew was that no one was safe. They thought they were all so... as they thought they were. As safe as they thought they were, so long as Mr. A was somewhere close by. How close was he? What's that exactly? She was not sure. The question came and went. She glanced out the window, seeing its beauty blossoming with bright colors. It was a beautiful day out, so part of her wanted to go outside and enjoy it. However, she didn't want to do it alone. It was easier and safer that way. To her, she would much rather know her friend was safe rather than having him worry about her safety. It was only fair. Her thoughts were suddenly interrupted when she heard a loud, very familiar scream that sent her straight to her feet and running for the door. She barely had time to process what she had heard, but she knew deep down that Stampy was in trouble and he needed help. No time for hesitation, only action. Anyway, we're gonna end that episode there. I know. I said I could do it in 2 parts. I could technically do it in 1, but I'm not gonna do it in 1. So we're gonna end that there, and then we're gonna do the next one. And then we'll be done, for at least this book. But I got another mini novel I need to read too, so that'll be fun. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And stay tuned for the next one. Play in a week. Based on the way I've scheduled it so far. So yeah. See you then. Bye.